Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 8 video lessons. This is your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well and enjoying good health. So as you know that we are dealing with unit number 1 titled Role Model for Teachers. This is our lecture number 2. The competency is of grammar and the topic that we are dealing with is use of pronouns in different cases. So this is our topic, and let's begin by reading and understanding our students' learning outcome. Our SLO is ensure that pronouns are used in the proper case like subjective, objective and possessive. So the SLO is really simple. We will be seeing the pronouns that we use, and we are going to use them in scenarios like when it's in the subjective, objective or in possessive situation. So this was our breakdown of the SLO, and here is a vertical linkage of this SLO with the previous grade. So my dear learners, let's storm your brains a little. Let's do this brainstorm session together. What do you understand by pronouns? Can you recall your definition of pronoun? Can you come up with some examples? Pause the video, think about it, and then come back so that we can move further. Okay, now I have a question for you. How many pronouns you can find in this paragraph? Here is a paragraph given for your understanding. She looked out the window and saw her friend walking by. They waved at each other and she smiled, feeling a sense of warmth. He had always been there for her, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. It was moments like these that reminded her of the beauty of their friendship. So there are a lot of different pronouns I know that you can see in this paragraph. You can point them out, write it in your notebook, and talk to your fellow or your classmate about this. So my dear learners, let's talk about pronouns in detail. First, we have our personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are the most common pronouns that we use and the most usual one. Here, a pronoun is a word that takes the place of one or more nouns. It means we use pronouns in the replacement of the nouns. The most frequently used pronouns, as I told you, are called personal pronouns. They refer to people or things. So this is all about, as suggested by the name, personal pronouns are used when you are talking about something which is directly associated with a person or a thing. Let's talk about subject pronouns. Subject pronouns. A subject pronoun is used as the subject of a sentence. For example, here, she is my best friend. She is a subject pronoun. It is replaced by the name. It could be any name, but we replaced it by, obviously, with she, as it is talking about a female. So now here it is my dog. Instead of naming the dog or referring to it, we used it. We replaced it with the pronoun it. Does he know the answer? Here he is replaced by because here was a name, so we replaced it and used he instead to refer. Hence it's a subject pronoun. You and I will meet later. So instead of naming these individuals, we used the subject pronouns. As they are subjects of this sentence, we used you and I instead. Let's talk about object pronouns. Similarly, when we will be replacing the object, the name, with a pronoun, we will call it an object pronoun. Let's see the definition. Let's see how it's used. An object pronoun is used as the direct or indirect object or the object of a preposition. Give the book to me. Instead of naming yourself, obviously you use the pronoun. Here you are the object. The teacher gave her a reprimand. Here her is an object, so instead of naming the individual, we used the pronoun her. I will tell you a story. Here also, this is also an object pronoun because we used it the place of the object. Susan read it to them. My dear learners, in this example also, the object are replaced by the pronouns. Now let's see some list of, we have a list of some personal pronouns. Here I, it is subject pronouns. Let's talk about subject pronouns first. If it's I, it will be pluralized by we, you will be you, he, she, and it will be they. In object pronouns, me will become us, you will be you, it will not be changed, him, her, or it will be them. So in these both cases of subject and object pronouns, we can easily see that by using these rules we can change singular into plural. My dear learners, now let's talk about pronouns and antecedents. Read the following sentences. Can you tell to whom the word she refers? We have a sentence over here. Anila competes with Anam. She weaves skillfully. So, do you know that what she is referring to? Is it referring to Anila or Anam? It is not clear, right? This is very confusing because the antecedent is not used correctly. The sentence is not clear because the word she could refer to either Anila or Anam. Sometimes you must repeat a noun or rewrite the sentence. For example, here is a correct and refined form. Anila competes with Anam, Anam weaves skillfully. Here you can see that we didn't use the pronoun because we do not want any confusion, hence we just use the noun instead. Now moving forward, the noun or group of words that a pronoun refers to is called its antecedent. So antecedent is the group of word or noun to which the pronoun is referring to. When you use a pronoun, you should be sure that it refers to its antecedent clearly. Be especially careful when you use the pronoun they. We have already seen it in an example how it could create confusion. Read the following sentence. They have several books about Greek myths at the library. Now, let's break it down. The meaning of they here is unclear. Who are they? To which thing we are referring to, this is not clear. The sentence can be improved by rewriting it in the following manner. Several books about myths are available at the library. So, as you can see, when we use this one here, they have several books, it was not clear. So, we omitted it, and now the new sentence is several books about myths are available at the library. We do not have any confusion. Now, let's see how we can use the pronouns correctly. Subject pronouns are used in the compound subjects and object pronouns are used in compound objects. For example, he and Carmen wrote a report on the subject, not him and Carmen. So, him will not be used here. Instead, he will be used because we will avoid such and use compound subjects and objects instead. Tell John and me about Hercules. So, not John and I. So, we will not say that tell John and me. It will be your personal pronoun I. Another example, let's see, a preposition takes an object just as many verbs do. The object of a preposition can be simple or compound. In either case, use an object pronoun as the object of the preposition. For example, Lee read a famous myth to me. Let's read the next one. Lee reads a famous Roman myth to John and me. So in the first one of them is ignored, but in the second one you can clearly see that John and me, or the other person, they both are mentioned to complete the whole sentence. So let's see, if you are not sure of which form of the pronoun to use, say the sentence aloud with only the pronoun and as the subject or the object. Your ear will tell you which form is correct. Whenever the pronoun I is part of a compound subject, it should always be placed after the other parts of the subject. Similarly, when the pronoun me is part of a compound object, it should go after the other parts of the object. So these are some simple rules of placing the pronoun correctly. Now we have another one. Lee and I read some ancient Roman myths. You cannot say I and Lee read some ancient Roman myths. You have to put the other person or other thing before you and then talk about yourself as I. Mythology interests Lee and me. Again, this is right. We used the other person's name first according to the rule. If you used me and Lee here, this will be considered incorrect. My dear learners, let's talk about possessive pronouns. A pronoun indicating possession is called a possessive pronoun. We can use a possessive pronoun instead of a noun phrase. Examples: I do not have a calculator. Can I borrow yours? See, yours is it's a personal pronoun. I wish I had hair like hers. Hers means it's referring to her. Similarly, your, in which in Urdu we call it ka, uska, uski. So that's why we use these possessive pronouns. Sarah's parking spot is closer than mine. This is also a possessive pronoun because it shows possession of anything of a person. So that's why they are called possessive pronouns. Here possessive pronouns have two forms. One form is used before a noun, the other form is used alone. Let's see. My, your, his, her, or its is used before the noun. The plurals are also mentioned alongside, and mine, yours, his, her, or its, they are used, in this case they are used alone. Ours, yours, and theirs. So we are very much clear about these concepts. So now we have an interesting classroom activity for you. Possessive pronouns are not written with apostrophes. The pronoun its, for example, shows possession. The word its, on the other hand, is a contraction of it is. Read the following sentences. Notice the meaning of the word in red type. So here, Alice's Adventure in Wonderland is Lewis Carroll's novel. Its central character is Alice. So its here is showing possession, and it is here is showing the contraction. So now we have a simulation video for you for a good understanding about using pronouns with subjective, objective, and also possession cases or situations. Now we have an interesting classroom activity for you. You have to choose the correct pronoun to fill in the blank. The options are given. Be careful when you are answering these questions. Now, my dear fellow teachers and dear learners, we have a worksheet for your help. Also, we have a homework. Let's read it. Choose the correct possessive pronoun to complete each sentence. So you have to choose the correct possessive pronouns to solve this homework. At the end, we have some resources. They are our worksheet, presentation, a lesson plan, a question bank, and a skill sheet. All these are provided in the description of the video. Until the next lecture, Allah Hafiz.